All right, so I don't really know what I'm doing in this video, so I hope it's working. But the problem for problem 9a is the first part is we're supposed to find the average cost per unit and to round to 2 decimal places. So on July 1st, we purchased 11 units at a unit cost of $98. And so that's all we've made a purchase for so far. And so the average cost per unit would be the $98. On July 6th, we made a sale, and so we've still only made one purchase. And so we just fill in the average cost per unit still is $98 per unit. Now we're at July 11th, where we make another purchase of 5 units for a unit cost of $104 per unit. So we're going to find the average cost of that. So at 11 units from the first purchase of at $98 per unit, the total cost of 11 times 98 is 1,078. And then the second purchase that we made was 5 units at $104 per unit, which is 520 total cost. And on the, I forget which day, on the 6th, we made that sale of 8 units at a cost per unit of 98, which was 784. So the total cost that we're at is 1,078 plus 520 minus 784, which is a total cost of 814. And the units that we have is 11 plus 5 minus 8, which leaves us with 8 units. Now, 814 divided by 8 is an average cost per unit of $101.75 average cost per unit. So we'll go back to our problem and we put in 101.75. Now on July 14th, we make another sale of 5 units, but making a sale doesn't change the average cost that we paid. So on the 14th, we're still at 101.75. On the 21st, we make another purchase. We buy 6 units at a unit cost of $112 per unit. So we're going to find the unit cost. We come back to this area, and we know that we stopped at 114 total cost, and then we made a purchase of 6 more units at a cost per unit of 112, which equals $672 total cost. And we made another sale before of 5 total units. And when we sold 8 of the 11 at $98 that we'd originally purchased, that leaves us 3 units. So we sold 3 more units at $98 per unit of $294 right there. And then of the 5, there's still 2 left over, and we sold those at the next cost per unit of $104. So 2 times 104 equals 208. So of the 5 units that we sold, the total sold value was $502. So we have 814 plus 672 minus 502 equals 984. Now, I'm pretty sure I did something wrong somewhere in there because I'm not getting the exact answer. It's close. But anyways, so we have 8 units plus 6 units minus 3 minus 2 leaves us with 9 units. So 984 divided by 9 is 109.33, which is close to the right answer, but the answer actually is 108.58, not the 109.33. So we're going to do 108.58. And then on July 27th, we make another sale, and that doesn't change our average cost per unit. So it's 108.58. Now, the next part of the problem is we're supposed to find how much ending inventory we have left. And I have the answers already written in there. So for first in, first out, we're going to go find the inventory. So first in, first out. Okay, so first we'll find the cost of goods available for sale, which the first purchase we made was 11 units at 98 as 1,078 total cost. And then we purchased 5 more at 104 for 520. And then we purchased 6 more at 112 for 672, which leaves us with our cost of goods available for sale of 2,270. Now we're going to find the inventory of FIFO. So on first in, first out, the first sales that we make, the sales that we make are the first items to come in. So the first ones that we bought were 11 at $98 per unit. We sold 8 units, so 8 times 98 is 784. Then we made another sale of 5, so 3 and 2, and there's 3 left over, as I said. So 3 before, so 3 times 98 is 294, and then the 2 at 104 is 208. And then at the end, on the 27th, we made another sale of 5 more units. And so we sold 3 more at 104. And then the last 2 we sold at 112. So 312 and 224. So the grand total of goods sold is all of these added up to equal 1,822. Now to find the ending inventory of first in, first out, we take the cost of goods available for sale and we subtract the cost of goods sold, which leaves us to find first in, first out ending inventory of 448. Now to find the last in, first out ending inventory, we're going to go over here. And so when we made our first sale at 8, the only purchase we made so far was 11 at a unit cost of 98. So we do 8 times 98 is 784. Then we made a purchase of 5 units for 104. So that's going to go first on our next sale. We sold 5 for $104 per unit. So 524. And then we made another sale, but it also happened after another purchase of 6 units for 112. So we sold 5 at $112 per unit. So 560. Cost of goods sold was 1,864. So to find the ending inventory of last in, first out, we take the cost of goods available for sale and subtract the cost of goods sold. And the last in, first out ending inventory is 406. Now, to find the moving average. So as we remember before, well, first, the first sale that we made, we sold 8 at $98 per unit on July 6th. So that was $784 total cost of goods sold. On the 14th, we sold 5 more, and the average was 101.75. So we do 5 times 101.75, which is $508.75. On the 27th, we sold 5 more at an average of 108.58. So 5 times 108.58 is 542.9. We add the 3 together and we get 1,835.65. So the ending inventory on moving average, take the cost of goods available for sale, subtract the cost of goods sold, and it's 434.35. So the next question was, which method produces the highest inventory valuation. So we'll look at the three that we have. We have FIFO, which was 448, LIFO 406, and moving average 434. So with this example, the method which produced the highest ending inventory was FIFO, with the ending inventory of 448. So we'll answer the question here with FIFO with the ending inventory of 448. And that's how you solve the problem. I'm sorry I didn't get this part quite right. But if you guys saw what I missed, what I did wrong there, feel free to let me know. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope that helped. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. Take care, and bye-bye.